some of these teams they're going to have to get past to make a run.
Yeah, two of the more experienced teams in the NCAA tournament this year, too. So another really bad draw.
You start with Wisconsin. They played the sixth toughest schedule in college basketball. So it's tough. As battle as we think we are, they are just as equally battle-tested. The Big Ten is a better conference than the ACC was this year. Greg Gard's a really, really good head coach. And Roy Williams has never coached against him. And normally first time coaching against a coach and never coached against Roy Williams, they have a lot more success than what you would imagine against the guy who's won 903 basketball games. But ultimately, we enter March Madness, I think, where we thought we were going to be at the beginning of the year, where you're confident this team can do something. And I think that was the expectation when the season started because of the youth how young this team was. After you started 0-2 in the ACC, after you scored 43 points at Clemson, whatever, you still got into the tournament. And you've entered the tournament where you feel like you're playing the best basketball you've played all year long. And you're confident that your kids can make plays and live up in the moment, and this team can do something. Carolina's been an 8 seed now for the fourth time in the history of the NCAA tournament. They've made the Sweet 16 and the Final Four, so it wouldn't be a shocker if this team played the Cinderella story and made things interesting in what's going to be a relocated NCAA tournament in Indianapolis. The only thing I'm hoping for more than anything is you win on Friday and they play on Sunday in Hinkle Fieldhouse. That's what I'm hoping for, because they're not going to play in the same arena twice. I was going to say play
Baylor tough, but okay, sure.
They're not playing in the same arena twice. They will switch venues for their second round game.
So is Baylor playing in Hinkle Fieldhouse in their first round, or is it it's a completely this is what's going to be really weird about this tournament, is things are going to be all over the place. Yep.
So that's what I'm hoping for, is to play in at least get us one of the more scenic views. So you can give me Hinkle Fieldhouse or Assembly Hall. Mackey Arena ain't bad. That's the home of the of Purdue, but it's not Hinkle and it's not Assembly Hall. So
doesn't this feel like 2014 though, where if they get to the round of 32, you're probably pretty satisfied. I mean you're not. It's not heartbreaking if you lose there.
That's where I have them bowing out. I have them winning the first round matchup because Roy Williams has never lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament. I have them bowing out to Baylor, and like when they lost to Kansas back in that tournament, you weren't leaving that game overly heartbroken or anything. That team reached its potential. I think if this team makes the second round, they've reached probably their potential for this season. You're building for what's going to be what you would expect a pretty high level 2021-2022 season. Well, with that's going to wrap up this edition of the Roy's Boys podcast. As I said other times, we'll fully break down Wisconsin later in the week as we get you guys ready for that matchup with the 8-9 in the first round of the NCAA tournament. But with that, I'm going to get you guys to the website. And it was a busy weekend with Carolina playing 3 games in 3 days in the ACC tournament. You had scouting reports for football and baseball teams sweeping Clemson. Catch all that content, football, basketball, and baseball on the HeelToughBlog.com. Last, we encourage you guys to rate, review, and we want you to subscribe to the podcast. That we get every podcast in your podcast feed. Give us a like. Review me as the host, review Anthony as the host. But we want you guys to subscribe. That way you get every new episode of the Roy's Boys podcast in your podcast library. Well, with that, I would like Anthony for taking time to come on and talk some Tar Heel basketball with me. I want to thank you guys for listening. And as always, go Tar Heels.